here to update you on the latest developments regarding this issue of ground rent payments in the Federal Capital Territory. As we are aware, today, the 26th of May 2025, we commenced enforcement on the 4,794 properties affected and revoked for non-payment of ground rent from 10 years to 43 years. Properties owned by government institutions, corporate organizations, and individuals were affected. This demonstrates the Federal Capital Territory Administration's commitment to carrying out its functions without fear or favor. However, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, has intervened. By Mr. President's intervention, holders of the affected properties now have 14 days, that is 2 weeks, to settle all outstanding ground rents with the associated penalties. For properties in the central area, the sum of 5 million naira will be paid by the defaulters as penalty, in addition to the ground rent owed. Those in Maitama, Asokoro, Wusetu, and Guzape districts will pay the sum of 3 million naira as penalty, in addition to the ground rents owed. Defaulters in Wuse 1, Garki 1, and Garki 2 will pay 2 million naira as penalty, in addition to the ground rent owed. Also, all those who purchased properties from other people but are yet to register their interests by obtaining the mandatory minister's consent and registering their deeds of assignment now have 41 days to do so at the Department of Land Administration of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. Furthermore, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, His Excellency Barrister Nyesom Ezemowike, CON, has granted a 14 days grace period to all property holders in the FCT to pay up all outstanding rights of occupancy bills, certificate of occupancy bills, and any other outstanding bills or risk revocation of those titles. Going forward, the Minister has advised property owners in the Federal Capital Territory to ensure that they pay all necessary bills and charges on their properties as at and when due, so as to enable the government to continue to carry out necessary developmental projects for the benefit of the people. I assume you are talking about property holders. Any property holder should be able to know if he has paid for his right of occupancy bills or not. If you have done so, you expect to have been issued a certificate of occupancy. If you have not received that, you should have approached the Department of Land Administration to ask why that hasn't been done. So, any landholder knows that by holding a letter of offer of statutory right of occupancy, that doesn't mean that you own that property fully until you get a certificate of occupancy. And you cannot have that without payment of the right of occupancy bills, which people call certificate of occupancy bill. It's the same thing. But for ground rent payments, it's an annual payment which falls due on the 1st of January every year. If you are unsure as to the status of your ground rent payments, you should approach the Department of Land Administration, present your evidence of title to the land or property, and you'll be issued an updated ground rent bill. So every landholder, any title holder is free to go to the Department of Land Administration to obtain that information.